but I've never been myself.
Nice, you should see it. Well, it opened on Broadway on December 5th in 2019, which made it like the last show to open during the season. It's playing at the Broadhurst Theater. Well, when Broadway opens again, they'll be back there. It features songs from Alanis Morissette, like her Jagged Little Pill album. Have you heard of her?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like songs from her, but like they're like re-orchestrated for the show. And it deals with this family called the Healy's, and you think they're like this perfect modern day family, but you like truly find out like they're not as picture perfect as they seem. Cause like everyone wants to be like them, everyone looks at them and thinks, why aren't their kids as smart as their kids, and they just want to be like them. And it was nominated for the Tony Awards, although the Tony Awards are going to be virtual this year. I saw it twice. I saw it in January and in February. It was amazing both times. Highly recommend. This is my favorite show. I have this thing where whenever I see a show, it becomes my favorite show, but like this one has really resonated with me, and it's like the best. And like the story is so like real and raw. Like many people, like you're crying at one point, you're standing up cheering, like you're like, it's just an atmosphere that like no other Broadway show could bring you. Cause like in the second act, it opens with the Broadway actor Lauren Penn sings "You Oughta Know," and everyone knows that Alanis song, but like it's rewritten for like the story of her character, and she literally gets standing ovations every single night that go on like for 2 minutes, like past the thing, like they have to stop the show, and like because so many people are on their feet.
That's
like,
when you can like tell it's a good show, because if they're having a standing ovation for that long, it's definitely good.
And the first time I saw it, I was telling my mom, I'm like, oh my god, when it gets to this number, like everyone gets up and I'm so excited. So she was all ready for it, and it comes to that number and everyone stands up but me because I got nervous. I'm like, I don't want to stand. And she was like, what are you doing? But then the second time I saw it, I was the first one up, and I was like, woo! Because like the second time I saw it, there was a lot of like older people who like didn't understand why everyone was like yelling and screaming, and the guy behind me was like, it's too loud in here. That was interesting.
Some people just don't appreciate it like we do.
No, they don't get all into it like me. Like, the choreography is like really amazing. Like, I'm not a dance person, so I really have like no knowledge in that, but like it's pretty cool to watch. Like, I wish I could move my body like that. And it like goes full circle of the story of what, like, I don't want to give too much away about it, but like, they deal with like a lot of personal issues, and it's like it's like not recommended if you're like under 13 because they're such heavy topics. Do a whole presentation on like about it and what they researched, and like, to really make that story.
Yeah, so like they all had to put their time in, which is, again, like that just makes you like a better actor, actress, because I mean, like, then you can like make it look like how they had it.
Yeah, it could be like as authentic. Like, obviously, like you're never gonna feel like if your character was dealing with drug addiction and you don't know that, like, but by researching you can become a little more familiar and like talking to people. Like, I know Elizabeth Stanley, who her character goes through that in like the show, and it's like a really pivotal moment. She like talked with people that like had people die of that, or like that survived it. She read a lot of books. Like, I just think like that's,
It makes it like that much more meaningful to even play that character, because then like you've done your research and you're like, now I could like portray that to the audience and like educate them on it too.
Yeah, like I think it's really good that the whole creative team and the cast were all like collectively together on this, that it wasn't just like one person being like, hey, we should, have them do this.
Yeah, like everybody put the time in.
Yeah. And then, like, I really like, because they called their ensemble the conscience of the show, and like they all kind of represent like a different person, a different like mood, and like it's just really nice for a show to really incorporate their ensemble and make it like a family like show.
Yeah.
And then Alanis Morissette, besides like the album, her Jagged Little Pill album that was out 25 years ago, she wrote 2 like new songs just for this show, which I think are really cool, and they were Predator and Smiling, both like very good songs.
Yeah, so that just makes like the audience want to go even more, because it had songs that they haven't heard before.
Yeah.
Which adds to like the show too.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like a feel-good story. Like, I mean, there are, like I said, it is sad and it is like really rough to watch, but like in the end you want to cry, you either want to cry, you want to jump up, like you feel empowered, like it is so good.
Yeah.
I think it should win all the Tony Awards and be open forever. Like they're supposed to come back when Broadway reopens, and let me tell you,
You're gonna be the first one there.
Oh yeah, because I made friends with like cast, like especially Jane Bruce, who she's in the ensemble. I'd like talk to her every day, and like she's always like, oh, you have to come back and see us, and definitely like I would be up there if I could. Like it's just even like they like kind of break the fourth wall because the one character like jumps into the audience. I want to say, like, I don't know, he runs through the audience, which if you're not expecting that, like I've seen it, it's really interesting how that goes down, but like it's so cool.
Yeah.
And then like how they composed the score and everything. Oh, it just so good. Like I could tell you a million reasons why to go see the show, but definitely when Broadway opens, that better be your first. I don't know what else show we would run to see.
Well, you definitely sell it. You make it sound really good.
It's the best thing ever. It's so worth all the money you have to spend to go see it.
Yeah. Is the show all about the Healy's? Like all about their family?
Yeah, it centers about that family, and really Frankie, their like adopted daughter. It's like more. It's on her, and like it's just basically centers in the family, and it opens like full circle. It starts at Christmas. You see them at Christmas, and then the show ends Christmas of the next year.
Oh, okay. So you go through the whole year with the family.
We'll be right back to talk about my second favorite show after this break. So my second favorite show is a show I actually saw with Kaylen, which is Pretty Woman. What do you think about the show?
I loved Pretty Woman. We actually went to Misericordia, and I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I honestly at that point didn't even know it was a movie. So I really, really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun when we went.
Yeah, same. I knew it was a movie only because it's my mother's favorite movie. So like, but I never watched the movie, and like so same with you. Like I vaguely knew the story, but like I went in kind of blindly and came out loving it. And again, I saw that show twice. There's a theme with me. If I like the show,
I ended up seeing it twice too because I liked it so much that I went back and I wanted to see Andy Carl and Samantha Clark's in it too.
Which is surprising because I know you're not like a whole show kind of. But it opened on Broadway in August 16th in 2015, and then it sadly closed August 18th, 2019, which I don't think it should have closed. There's so, like, no shade.
It was so good.
It was. Like, no shade on any other show, but, like, there's some shows that you could have closed that one instead of this one. Like, 'cause the story is, like, so good. Like, the set is really, like, explosive and, like, vibrant, and you just want to, like, jump into it with them. And then the music is like so fun. Like I constantly still can't stop singing or like playing the album.
I still play the music too. Yeah.
It's just like there's not a bad song like on it. It's just like all like feel good or like even like the kind of sadder ones is like still like really fun. You want to like dance and sing along. And it's based off, of course, like we said, it's based off the 1990 movie, which Julia Roberts is the guy that played, but I still have yet to see the movie. I own the movie, but I still have yet to watch it.
No, the movie's just as good. I mean, obviously, like, the songs make it better when it's on Broadway, but the movie's just as good. You have to watch it.
And it played at the Nederlander Theater, which full circle is those. No, that's not where. That's where I saw my second Broadway show. New Zealand. I was going to say that's where I saw my first ever, but no, that's where I saw my second. And, like, what I can't get over is it broke box office records 4 times while playing. So if you break a box like office record, why? Like
why would it close?
That's what I don't get. Cause like it was breaking records, it was doing really good, but like I did like see that Broadway is like really hard to maintain a show on it, and it's like you only have to like say one show doesn't sell out, and that could be make or break point for you. Like you could sell out like the rest of the shows, but it's that one show that can nail you and like get you like kicked off, like well not kicked off, but like close.
And I would think like even more people would go because it's a movie, so like that would just pull them because like oh like I wonder what the musical's gonna be like because like I love the movie now I want to go see what the music's like.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if they were like familiar with the movie and like the movie, like I could see like a lot of like older people, like not necessarily like people like our age, because born in the 90s, so like, or anything like that, so it really wasn't something, you know, like, we would watch. I mean, like,
no, but even though I still liked it, it was so good.
It was really good. Like, and it was modern costumes too. Like, you know how some shows are like very like old costumes, like you can't relate. Like this, you could definitely. I mean, like some of them, like clearly we would not be wearing like on a normal day-to-day basis, but like they were more like modern with the color and like the style, which I thought was really cool. Instead of like, because they could have made it more like the 90s look and like. Yeah. So like it's clearly like dated now. Yeah, no, like they were modern, but it also like matched the movie. So like while they kept it modern, it was still like the movie, which was nice. Yeah, and I think which is so bad. Like they were nominated for the Tony, but they won like no Tony award. Yeah, I remember that. And I was so mad because they were so good, and like they should have won Tonys. I know, like they like could have at least won one thing, but they were snubbed like totally, and they didn't. So that has me a little mad, but it's alright. Like I said, I think everyone should see it. I mean, like definitely, I wouldn't take like an 8-year-old to see it, but like, well, clearly now you can't see it, but like, if it ever like was something that they did a tour or whatever, like, you know, I still say go see it. Yeah. Because I know it's now playing in the West End. Oh, okay. But like. Yeah. I thought it was so cool that once Samantha Barks left, wasn't it her understudy that got to be? Her understudy got to take over like the lead role, which I think is really cool. Yeah, that is. Because she's been with the show. She was with the show since the beginning. So like, how fitting to just like step into the role of that. I don't know. I only ever saw it with Samantha Sparks and Andy Carl. So yeah, same. So like I have no idea, but I'm sure she's really great. I met her at the stage, or her like Samantha Sparks understudy. She's really nice. So yeah, like, I'm sure she was really great. I would have loved to see it like with her and wait, who was the guy that replaced him? I don't remember. Oh, something with because he played on. Roger. Because he was already in the show, wasn't he, or not? No. I know who you're talking about. It's like Brennan something. Yeah, his first name is Brennan. I don't know, like, exactly who he is. Yeah. I know who he is, but, like, not really, kind of. I don't know, like. It was scary. He kind of looked like Andy Carl, the guy who played him before. Yeah, it was kind of scary. It was weird. Like, I feel like both of them kind of look like the previous people, like, which is definitely weird, but, like, kind of cool. And, like, that show, like, also, like, going back to, like, our last show that we talked about, stage door, that stage door was just, like, really weird. Like, I still, like, that's the one thing. Like, how small it was, I remember you saying, It's, like, very small. But that's good, because then, like, not many people go, so you could just, like, go and see who you want to. And I remember when we saw it the first time, we were, like, really high up, and it was, like, so hard to see. Yeah, we were, like, last row, but honestly, like, it was alright, because, like, I didn't know what it was, so it wasn't like, oh, I have to go see it, but no, it was really good. Yeah, and then the second time I got it as a Christmas present, I went with my mom and my grandmother, because, you know, they both love the movies. My grandmother was dancing by the end. She was, like, in her seat, like, dancing away. I'm like, oh my god, like, this is amazing. But it was fun. Like, their ensemble was really, really good, too. Like, remember Tommy Bracco? He was so good. He played such a good part. Yeah, he was the bell. And he didn't even talk that much, but he was so funny. No, he was so known. He didn't even have to say a word. No. He knew he was on the stage. He knew his presence. Like, he's a bigger, like, he's short. Like, he's a shorter guy. But yeah. His presence and personality is bigger than, like definitely. You know, he could do anything, and I'd be, like, so amazed by how talented he is. Yeah. And, like, I think everyone, like, if it was open still, we can also still go see it. Oh, I'd go again. It was really good. I would. It was definitely, like, a feel-good story, like, because it had its moments, but then, like, it had, like, a really good ending. And like, it had a happy ending, which, like, every show doesn't, but that definitely, like, made the show. Exactly. Like, it made it so much. And I just think it's funny how, like, Andy Carl, who played Edward, and then Orphe, who played Kit, they're married in real life. Like, those characters have nothing to do with each other, but those two people. So I think that's really cool that they got to do that together and be a part of that from the beginning. Like, together. Still sad that I will forever be sad that it's closed. Like, well, now you have to watch the movie, because I'm telling you, it's just as good. So you have to watch it. We'll be back after this commercial. Okay, now we're going to talk about Beetlejuice, which you have not seen. Did you see the movie? No. I've heard good things, but I've never seen it. I never watched the movie fully, because when I was younger, I used to be terrified of Beetlejuice. Like, just, like, hearing, like, someone say Beetlejuice, 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 is supposed to appear after you say his name 3 times, like, I was terrified. So, when it opened April 26, 2019, and it was playing at the Winter Garden Theater, but it was before COVID hit and everything, with Broadway being shut down. It was supposed to it was getting evicted, as they said, from the theater because the Music Man is coming in, and they already had bought out that theater for when that show is. So it was they were supposed to be kicked out on June 7th, 2020, but Broadway wasn't open then, and they're still currently looking for a new theater, but the show is $21 million to move, so I think it's, especially in these times, it's
that's not gonna be that easy.
Yeah, it's not gonna be very easily, but it's based off of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice film, and when you walk into this theater, it immerses you into the weird spooky kind of vibe of Tim Burton. It literally looks like you stepped into one of his movies. It's the whole they did a really good job set design. David Corrin, who he also did the set design for Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen, he did this and he did amazing because in the first scene of the show, when they're at the grave for Lydia's mom, if you look onto the back thing, it's the hill from A Nightmare Before Christmas. And, there's if you look deeply into the set and everything, you'll find little things from different movies that of Tim Burton's, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice was definitely a show no other that I've ever seen. I've never been to a show where they've broken that fourth wall and are actually talking to you and everything. Alex Freeman, who played Beetlejuice.
Oh, they talk right to the audience.
Yes. Alex Freeman, who played Beetlejuice, which he was nominated for the Tony, but he didn't win the Tony, which I think he definitely should have because of how much stuff he does during that show.
Yeah.
And how he is so, and his voice, he has to do a voice for Beetlejuice, and it sounds so good and so creepy. And what is weird is he said to do the voice because everyone thought was oh my god, are you straining your voice and he said no, he has an extra set of vocal chords or vocal something, so that's what he uses to make the really sound and it's really good.
I mean, it's crazy how some people can manipulate their voice.
Oh my god,
definitely.
It's different how he could sing.
I'm sure it took training, but it's
Probably,
crazy how he could do it.
And how he could sing and maintain that voice, it's crazy. And that, their motto is "It's Halloween every day," and literally when you walk into there, you feel it's Halloween. You're whoa, what did I step into? The light, it's kind of you know, one of those fun house things. You're that's what it looks like when you're walking in. It's, and also it's a very loud show, and I hate loud noises, as you know. I hate fireworks. So when they explode something, I literally had my hands over my ears like a little kid. I was oh my god, it was just.
Well, it definitely sounds like they immerse Halloween, so they immerse you into the Halloween theme.
Oh yeah, they put you right in, and it's boom, in your face. The show is so avant-garde and right there and right at you. It's crazy. But it does have besides the, you know, spookiness of it, it does have a really important message of love, and the importance of family is very strict because Lydia's just lost her mother, and she's very resentful to her father because her father moves on with this other girl, and so she turns to Beetlejuice as the guide, but then when they realize who Beetlejuice really is about, they teach him about love and family, because when it comes down to it, he just didn't feel loved, and so that's when he was causing chaos among the living and the dead or whatever. But it is just so how I said, it breaks the fourth wall. Oh my god, he Beetlejuice, Alex Brightman, when he's as Beetlejuice, he comes down their stairs attached to the stage, so he comes running down the stage, and he finds someone, he picks on them the whole show and throws stuff at them. It's just really cool. And then during the one number, Beautiful Sound, it is whoa, Halloween-esque. It's there was a million people that look like Beetlejuice, and it flips into the audience, they run into the audience.
Oh, so they definitely break the fourth wall.
Oh yeah, they're
Is it scary? I feel like that'd be scary.
At parts, yes, but there was a lot of little kids there, but I feel you have to be okay, you have to know what your kid could deal with.
Yeah.
Because it's not I mean, some of the jokes are like a little raunchy and like so kids may not, it may go over their heads like that factor, but like it is scary-ish, I would want to say, like it's just like it's so much thrown at you in like a short amount of time. But like again with it, like by the ending song you just want to get up and like, dance with them, like they like do that shake sonora, like oh my god, it's so good.
I know you saw it in October, so that obviously is around Halloween.
Yes, and like when I saw it, they were doing this thing that if you dressed in a costume or something, which I didn't, you like got a chance to like get better tickets than
You
like
should have done it.
I didn't know, so I showed up and everyone was dressed as Beetlejuice and Lydia. But like some people like made like really like amazing like they did it handmade, and I was like, well, like, the girl that sat next to me, she like had tickets in like the balcony, I think, and then they moved her up to like second row because she won like the contest, and then she got to go on stage like after, like during the show, or not during the show, but like during curtain call. Like they brought her up to like say, oh, this is like the contest winner. It was really cool. The music is really good to it. Like you wouldn't get that, but like definitely if you're not into loud noises or like something like that, it might be a little horrifying just in the one spot. Literally like, oh my god, like what's going on?
Yeah, but it's not the whole show that's like that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very like, it was my mom's favorite musical. My mom's not like a musical person, but she like loves like darker stuff, and she like was in love with this, and she came out and she's like, oh my god, that was amazing. But funny enough, I only saw that show once. Like I never went back.
Must not have been that good, because you always see it twice.
It was really good, but like, I don't know, I didn't have like the draw to go back to see it.
Yeah, you just find like a new show and you go to that one.
Yeah, but normally I stick on like one show, like Jack, like how I'm on, when we first talked about Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah.
Still on that, there's nothing else you could tell me to go see right when it opens back up. Like I'm still all on that. So that's, but it is fun for everyone, Beetlejuice. Like it definitely was really good, and if it ever finds
so you said like there were kids there, so it sounds like it's for the whole family.
And if it ever finds a new theater, everyone should go see it. We'll be back after this ad. We're gonna talk about in no particular order these shows, but Mean Girls. Did you see Mean Girls?
I did not see Mean Girls on Broadway, no.
Have you seen the movie? Because it's based off of the movie.
I didn't. Everybody I talked to was like, no, you have to see it. Like, it doesn't matter if you see the show on Broadway or not, but it's on a to-do list. I'll eventually get it done. I just haven't seen it yet.
So unlike like Pretty Woman, how I didn't see the movie before I saw the show, I was very familiar with Mean Girls. And like the first time I ever saw Mean Girls the movie was when I was like 5. I was at a drive-in. Now my parents didn't just take me because of that. They thought that was the second movie, and I thought I was gonna be asleep, but I never sleep. So like I was up, and then like ever since that, like I really loved it. So I was like really excited to see this show, especially like with my mom. I went with my mom on my birthday, so I was like 2 years ago. So I was like really excited because she loves it and like I love it. So it opened on Broadway in April 8th in 2018. So I saw it like June 18th, 2018. So it's really cool that I saw it like kind of right when it opened. And it's based off like we said, it's based off the movie that came out in 2005. Again, I was 5 years old when I saw that movie, and it's still one of my favorite movies. So, I saw it twice, but like I never saw it with like the original cast. I saw it like once with all of them, and then like the first time I saw it, I saw Becca Peterson, who was the understudy of Regina George. She went on as Regina George that day, and like her whole family was at the show. So like when I was at the stage door of that show, it was just really nice to see her parents because they were like so excited. Like it was her first like big, show.
Oh, that's always so nice.
And she did like a really good job. It's like very modernized from what the movie was back in 2005. Like it's more relevant to like today. Like how.
But the story's the same. It's just like more modern.
The story's pretty much the same, but like it's just like the costumes are like more modern, and then like even like the dance, like the character Damien, he's like over the top. He like flosses in the one number. So clearly in 2005 people weren't flossing or like whatever. Like so like it's very like modernized, so like you could like relate to it at like any age you are. There was like a lot when I saw it. Like I've seen it twice, and like the second time. There's a lot of like 8 and 9-year-olds, and I'm like, I was very confused. Like, no, I can't judge because I saw the movie so young. But like, it's just like, oh, because like, I I mean, like, there is, like, more mature, like, jokes, but, like,
Yeah.
that would go over their heads. And, like,
I feel like some movies like that, like, yeah, I know we were only 5 when it came out, but I feel like some of them, like, are still, like, relevant today, so now, like, younger kids are seeing it, so that's probably why they were there, but yeah.
yeah, and, like, they still, like, in the show, they still kept, like, from the movie, like, all, like, the iconic lines, like, Damien, when he delivers, she doesn't even go here, like, that, they still, like, shirts for that, like, how he's dressed and everything, so, like, that's still in it, and they still, like, have, like, you know, the major things break out from the movie, like, they still, so if you were, like, really you really like the movie, and you came to see it, like, you're still gonna get what you liked in the movie, it's just gonna be, like, different, and with music to it.
Yeah.
And, like, now, I think, like, recently, like, before they closed, they, like, kind of, they changed it from how I saw it, and most of, like, the original cast isn't in it anymore. Like, I know Sabrina Carpenter was gonna play Katie Heron before they, like, closed. But they, like, changed, like, the score kind of to how it was played, like, because they have a tour going on, too, like, right now. So, like, the tour was very, like, kind of different from the show. And now I guess they, like, changed some of the songs, like, because, like, one of the songs is It Roars, and now it's changed to, I don't know what it's changed to, but, like, it's not called It Roars anymore. Like, it's very different and interesting. And then, like, I think what's cool about it is, like, there's one person, like, that plays all, like, the adult women, so, like, the teacher, like, the 2 moms, like, instead of, like, having different people.
Like, one person plays that?
Yeah, and it was, when I saw it was Carrie Butler, who then I saw her in Beetlejuice, because she played Barbara in Beetlejuice, but she started out in Mean Girls. And she, like, but, like, she was so good at, like, because they changed, obviously, the wig and, like, everything, but she was so good at, like, acting as these different ones that you would have never guessed.
Yeah.
That it was just played by one person. And, like, I know, like, that was their one comment they get, like, a lot of the people that were, like, at the stage show after were like, I didn't realize it was just you playing all. It's just like, yeah, like, there's no one else, it's just me. And, like, now, like I said, they changed some of it, like, because the Regina George's mom, Mrs. George, like, used to come out, like, holding, like, a puppet dog, and now I guess it's, like, a margarita, like, I don't know, but, like, when I saw it, it was, like, the dog.
Yeah.
So, like, they just, like, re-changed it, I guess, but it's a really good show. It's, like, definitely, when I came out of that show, I was like, this is my favorite show, like, I have to see it again, like, I still play all the music, because the songs are, like, really great, and, like, it's just, like, a feel-good story, like, there's, I don't know, like, again, there was a loud noise in that, too, that I jumped, because, like, it's just, if you like the movie, you would have, like, definitely loved the thing, but even if you, like, didn't know the movie, you could still, like, how we said about Pretty Woman, you could still, like, and, you know, follow along the story, like, the story.
Yeah.
And, like, I just think it's really great, you should all see it. My favorite song on there is World Burn, which the character, like, Regina George sings, and it's, like, mayhem erupts, and, like, I really like, cause she just, like, steps behind the locker, and then she's, like, elevated, like, she's, like, above everyone else. That's really cool. Like, I would so want to do that.
Yeah. I feel like if Sabrina Carpenter was in it too, I know you said that she was supposed to be in it, I think that would also, like, draw a younger audience too, because she's been, like, in Disney shows too.
Yeah, it definitely would have a more draw, like, the younger kind of thing. Although she was kind of, like, in more Disney stuff when we were, like,
That's
she's close
true.
to our, she's, like,
She's closer to our age,
she's, like, she's closer to our age, so, like, but, like, I know also, like, because I guess their sales weren't doing well, so they tried to what they call stunt cast, when they put, like, a famous person or, like, semi-famous, and they had Cameron Dallas as Aaron Samuels, and I know he got a lot of heat because people didn't necessarily like their decision, but, like, I think everyone deserves a shot, and that's good. Like, I mean, I didn't hear anything of him, like, and I never heard him singing or anything, but, like, I mean, like, maybe they shouldn't necessarily do that to someone that does not have a background or, like, even sang before, but, like, I don't know, like, it's a really good show, and I hope it, like, stays open and comes back after all this.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it once I watch the movie.
Yeah, you need to watch the movie, and then you need to go see it, and you'll like it. And it's all pink, so it's very good. And your typical, although we're not wearing pink, it's Wednesday, so we say on Wednesdays we wear pink, so we clearly didn't get that memo. But that's okay. Next Wednesday we'll follow that. Yeah, I just think everyone should see it. It's a very great story, and the songs are really good. The cast is really good. I mean, it's a different class now, but I'm still sure they're all really good.
Yeah.
The dancing's incredible. Like, it has a
Well,
lot
I
of
will definitely watch
features.
the movie, and we'll have to go when Broadway comes back.
Definitely. Alright, we'll be back after this break. And we're back, so we're going to talk about Dear Evan Hansen, which is the first show, like, really, like, one of the first shows that I became, like, really, like, in love with Broadway and, like, obsessed, because immediately after I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to see this again. And I went with Maya and Karen, and the tickets were really expensive because it was right after they announced they were nominated for all the, like, the Tony Awards.
Okay.
And so, like, usually when that happens, the show becomes, like, really more, like, the prices go up, and because more people, like, are attracted to see it because they want to see it. Or actually, wait, no, I saw it when they won the Tony. Okay, so rephrase that. We saw it right in July, so they just had won all the Tony Awards.
Okay.
So, like, they swept at the Tony Awards.
So then, like, everybody
yeah,
wanted to go see it.
that's what I mean. The
Yeah.
prices go up after they win, and, like, you know, more people want to see it. So it opened in July 30th in 2015. Which I think is crazy that it wasn't that long ago, but, like, it's still playing today.
Yeah.
And it, well, not right now, Broadway's not open, but, like, it was still, like, selling out and doing really well. It plays at the Music Box Theater, which is one of my favorite theaters. I just love that theater. It's very small and nice. They've won the like I said, they swept at the Tony, but they've also won, like, not an Emmy, a Grammy Award. And it, like, the show, like, deals with, like, heavy subjects like suicide, anxiety, mental health, like, social media, and how that plays all into, like, you know, the teenage, like, psyche and everything
Yeah.
like that. And, like, I just really like how there's, like, screens. When you walk in, it's just, like, a bed, and then there's, like, screens, and they constantly hear, like, the dinging and everything, and, like, you see, like, text messages going up.
Oh, okay, so it's, like, relatable.
Yeah, like, I really liked how it drew you right in the fact that, like, okay, this is gonna be, like, about something to do with social media, like, you know, and I, like, really wanted to see the show. My aunt, like, necessarily, not that she didn't, but she was just like, I don't want to, because, like, you read the description, it's, like, really sad, so she's like, I don't want to watch a really sad show and be, like, crying, and, but she didn't know what to expect when she watched, and, like, neither did I necessarily, but, like, after the first big number, which is Waving Through a Window, she, like, grabbed onto my hand, she's like, oh my god, this is amazing, she, like, started crying, which, like, everyone that people know come out of the show, like, sobbing, because it's such a heartfelt story, and, like, you really, like, go through it, like, and you feel, like, for the main character, Evan Hansen, so you, like, really feel for him, and, like, I, being, like, a cold heart, like, I didn't cry, like, I thought it was really good, I was really, like, touched by it, but, like, I didn't. But, like, what I think is interesting is, like, Ben Platt, who played the role, like, Evan Hansen, like, he won the Tony for Best Actor of that year. He, like, from the show, developed and suffered severe, like, anxiety, like, from playing such, like, an anxiety-stricken, like, kid. It's, like, all through the show, the character of Evan's, like, usually, like, fixing, like, his shirt or his pants, like, twiddling with his fingers and, like, moving his legs. Like, he's very, like, constant moving, and, like, he's dealt with, like, a lot of anxiety. And I know Ben Platt, like, also from, like, the stage door and, like, stuff with that, like, he really, like, secluded back and was, like, you know, like, he had to go to therapy after playing this role because it played with his brain, like, so much that he was, like, you know.
Did you see it when Ben Platt was in it?
Yeah, I saw it, like I saw it, like, right after they won. The first time I saw it, like, I saw right after they won, and I saw, like, all, like, the original, like, cast. I saw Ben Platt, which he was really amazing. Like, there's no, like, I don't understand how he could cry that much, but like, oh my god, like, it's so good. And, like, where we were sitting, like, me and my aunt, we were, like, off to the side, so, like, you couldn't see necessarily that well, and my aunt was, like, watching these two seats the whole show, was, like, in the orchestra, and, like, we were in the orchestra, but it was, like, the center orchestra, like, second row, and the seats looked, like, really nice, so she was just, like, oh, like, at intermission, we could move, like, 'cause, you know, no one, like, questions you after.
So
like,
you went up and went?
Yeah, we moved, and, like, I guess they're, like, mainly, like, most of their family sits there, because
So you just, like, jumped on and took them?
Yeah, because, like, during Words Fail, like, Ben Platt comes out, like, right to the stage, and, like, he's singing, and he just kept, like, staring directly at us, and I'm like, oh my god, he knows, like,
He knows.
no, you're not supposed to do that, like, I mean, like, other people were, like, moving around seats, but, like, I was, like, we just, like, happened to get, like, right up there.
Yeah, like, right in the middle.
It was, crazy. It was very hard to get tickets though, like back when I went the first time. And then like when I saw it the second time, the understudy of the character of Zoe Murphy, who's like the lead girl, and the understudy of Evan Hansen were on, and people were like really mad that Ben Platt wasn't there, and they were like demanding like their refunds or whatever. And then I was in line, and this one lady was like complaining so bad that like Ben Platt wasn't in, and she's like, and his understudy was Michael Lee Brown, and she's like, I don't even know this guy, blah blah. So like I'm not a talker, but like I turned around and I was like, no, he's really amazing. Michael Lee Brown can do this. He was like so good, and I like sold everyone about this kid, even though I had like really
no idea.
I had no clue who he was, but it was like he has to be really good. And like we came out after, and like I went to the stage door there, and he was like, so I heard, are you the girl that's been telling everyone how great I am? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, thank you. He was really good. Like it was, like I will never compare the two of them, but like I still enjoy the show. Like he was really good. And all the people that asked me were like, you were so right. And then they thought I was related to him, or one was like, oh, you must be his girlfriend. I'm like, no, but like I still think he's really great. So like, and the show just brings a message of like hope and like resilient, like you like can get through anything. But like I think it's like interesting, how having a show that deals with like mental health and like all that stuff and talks about like social media.
Yeah, I feel like it would definitely be eye-opening to see it, like almost just like make you aware of like what really happens when you're on social media and stuff like that.
Exactly, especially how when you walk in, it's like all of a sudden you just hear like like a phone ringing or whatever, and like the screens like are showing text messages, and how like people like constantly are on their phone like updating what they're doing and everything. Like I just think that was really interesting because like no other show like is like that, and like the sets on there were like mainly they're like more plainer, that they weren't like an extravagant like set, but like it's still
got the message across.
You got like it was really poignant, and like getting your message across of like it's gonna focus around this kid Evan and like how dealing with life and like how about lying and everything and what happens about that. The music is really good, like Waving Through a Window is my favorite song, and my dad's too. My dad sings it all the time. I can't even tell you how many times I hear him singing that song. But like now Jordan Fisher was playing Evan Hansen.
Oh, okay.
And like I really want to go see the third time just for him when it comes back, because I really like Jordan Fisher, and I've heard him like sing, because he's been like doing stuff, and I heard him singing songs from it, and like he sounds like amazing, so I'm like I really want to see him. I think he would be really good.
He got to play it before like Broadway shut down, right?
Yeah, he just had started, and then Broadway shut down. All right, we'll be back after this ad break. We're back talking about my last favorite, well, not really my last favorite show. There's no really loser in this time, but it's a show that you also saw, so it's Waitress. So did you like it?
I did. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite show, but I mean, the acting was really good. I was not my favorite. I don't know what it was about it, but I did like the music.
Yeah.
That was the best part about it.
The music is really good, especially since like Sarah Bareilles, and since she wrote like the song, some of like the song and music to the music for it, and like I love her as like a singer and like a songwriter, so like that just makes it even more like sellable. And like this also, which like I didn't really know, it like was kind of based off of a movie that came out in 2007 that was called Waitress.
Didn't know there was a movie.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't see. Obviously clearly we didn't see the movie, but like so the show Waitress opened April 24th, 2016, and then it closed January 5th, 2020. So like it just recently closed. Played for like 4 years. I saw it twice. Yeah, I did see it twice.
I think I saw it in December. I saw it right before it closed.
Yeah. I first saw it I think back in October of 20 something. Like not like right when it opened. Like it was a couple of, I want to say like 2017 maybe. I saw it. I know I saw it in October, and I know because I was excited because I was taking the SATs that morning, and then I went to New York and saw the show. So it like had to be like 2017. Yeah, 16, 17. The first time I saw it was Betsy Wolfe was playing Jenna, and she was really good. And I met her after, and she's like the sweetest person ever. I thought she was really good, and then the person playing Dr. Palmer was Drew Gehling, he was the original Dr. Palmer.
Okay.
And then the second time I saw it was when Sarah Bareilles was playing Jenna.
Okay.
And I saw Jason Mraz, but he was playing Dr. Palmer.
I saw it when it was Catherine McPhee was Jenna, and then you told me who the doctor was.
Drew Gale. You saw Drew. Yeah. Because Drew was like, he was pretty much.
Because he left and came back, right?
Yeah, he like left, came back, and then like he left for like a period. Like he left, came back. Yeah, I think he might have left like twice during the run of it.
Yeah.
Like, he was mainly like one of the original cast that like stuck with it through the whole thing. And like I really like how when you walk in you smell pies. Like, did you notice that? Like,
yes.
It smelled like they
like before and after the show. Yeah, it definitely smelled like pie in the theater, which was pretty cool.
It's interesting that like, and how even around like the stage there's like pies like just inside the thing. Like,
yeah, like on the side of the stage too, it had like the cases where there were pies, and they actually like take pies out of there, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
when they're dancing.
Yeah, and I also think it's really cool when like when the character Jenna and then like Becky and Dawn, like the two other waitresses, when they like blow the flour out of the pies.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, no, I think like the dance. I think it was like the dancing with so many props too was like pretty amazing that like they could do that and not drop anything. Because like you pretty much somebody always has a pie in their hand.
Exactly, like I think, and I just like really think it's like like it's more of like a shocking story because like it centers around like Jenna, who's like the pie shop worker, and she becomes pregnant with her like husband, who's like not really a good husband. Like we clearly like learn to hate him in the show. Like no, I don't think anyone likes Earl, but like then she falls in love with like her gynecologist, and it's like this shocking thing that they're like together, and if he's married, she's married, like
yeah.
Like, but you want to root for like Dr. Palmer and Jenna to become a thing, like, and then like but like I guess it has like a good story like at the end that she doesn't need like anyone like to
like she could raise the baby on her own.
And like I just think it's a big like the big message is how like everything, especially when they sing the song, everything changes. Like that's just so crazy. Like think about like how like it started and like how and then the music is so good. I like really like the music. And I think like the set, like how we were talking about, like what do you know that you walk into a theater and you smell like pies, or that they sell like little pies you can.
Yeah.
Did
like
you
it's
get
like the
one?
pie. No, I didn't get one, but it was like the pies in a jar.
Yeah, they had like waitress. I didn't either. Like both times I saw the show, like I wanted to, but I never did. And then I think also it's interesting, like that show did like every once in a while they did waitress karaoke like after the show, and like different people from like the cast were like standing there like hosting it, and then like you had people from the audience come up and sing. And like the first time I saw it, that they were doing it that night, and like I did not want to get up there. But then after when I watched people's videos, I was like, oh, I kind of did. Not that I would, but like it seemed cool though. Like watching them, but I'm like, I'm good to just watch. Like,
I think the whole aspect of the theater is pretty cool too, because like even before the show, like the people who walk around and like they sell like little pies, like they're dressed like waitresses. It was very cool, the whole aspect of it.
Because like immediately, like how we were saying, when you walk in, it's like you're walking into a diner. Like even like like how the people selling the pies or like drinks or whatever, they're like dressed like they're they're waitresses or whatever. Like I think that's really cool. And like the choreography is pretty like neat, especially when she like sings that one song and like her mom comes, like it's like the ghost of her mom comes and like starts like doing the same motion she was doing.
No, that was really cool.
That was like really cool. That was like, really good. And then like I just like how I don't know, like again the smell, because it smelled I noticed that like the two times I saw it, it smelled different. Like one time it smelled kind of more like an apple pie, and the next one was like a pumpkin pie. Like it was really cool.
Yeah, no, I think when I went it was like cherry pie, and it was pretty good.
Like it's just it's and like the story has a really great message of like dreaming big, because like she wants a better life, and it's like anyone really could relate. I mean, maybe not relate on her like what the character of Jen is going through, but like the story of dreaming big, like you want like
and you want to like even if you start like in like a small part-time job, you could like make something of yourself, and like she really did that, so it was a really good message.
And that like she bettered herself, and like for her kid, like she only really thought about like her baby when she like accepted the fact that she was pregnant,
Yeah.
and having a kid, and then I think it's good that she got out of like the abusive situation with her husband and like changed her life for the better. And I think it's really great. I like love all the characters in it. Like there's not one that I'm like, oh.
I liked how like all the leads, there was like 3 female leads, which was really cool because like you don't see a lot of shows like
yeah,
that.
like it was very female, like strong in that like thing, which is really good, and it showed like the importance of friendship. Like I think that was really good how it like showed these 3 women that like yes they're from different spots of life or whatever, but like that they're all supportive of one another. And yeah, I'm really sad it's closed though, 'cause, like that was a really
I know,
good
it was
show.
really good.
Like, and I wanted to see it like again, but they really didn't, and now won't because it closed so soon. But also it's kind of funny how like it closed like before all this happened and Broadway shut down, because like I don't think it would have survived if like if they did shut down, because I don't think it was making enough. Because like they didn't have really like anyone in there, but like I really would have wanted to see it when you saw it with Catherine McPhee.
Yeah, no, she was really good in it.
It was good. I would really like it. All right. Well, thanks for tuning into our show. Join us next week.